Okay, hey guys, welcome everyone. Finally, we can start the Hungarian Spring Gomoku Tournament 2024 after some technical issues that the organizers encountered. I helped them solve it, and finally, the tournament is underway. So we should start the stream as well finally, and maybe until the players are starting, the first two boards are going to be which are which you can see on the stream. They are Csaba Kamarás versus Gergő Tóth. Uh, the second one is Miroslav Háša versus Krisztina Kamarás. There's a little bit of a delay due to this technical issue, but finally everything is all set and the tournament can start. There is already an opening by Csaba, and Gergő is thinking. So maybe until these games are starting, let's just talk a little bit about the players here. We have a lot of very strong players, including Gergő Tóth, who is sixth on the world rank list, Miroslav Háša, who is 11th on the world rank list. There's Lukács Socek, who finished fifth in the last Gomoku World Championship. There's Jakub Horak, who also participated in the last Gomoku World Championships final. And there are other strong players such as Petr Zsiska, Virág Bekő, Zoltán Sonkoly, Kieran Lusay, or Maciej Holub. There are four nations present in the tournament. Of course, most of the players are from Hungary. Then we have six players from the Czech Republic, one player from Slovakia, and one Chinese citizen who is residing also in Hungary. She is an 8 years old girl. She is also participating. This is going to be exciting for sure. Of course, the first rounds are always quick a bit because of the unbalanced pairings. Given the starting list, especially with so many new players, I'm not expecting long games. But of course, it's good for a warm up. And as we are proceeding in the tournament, the pairings will be tighter and tighter. The matches will get more intense and more exciting. So, y'all shall stay tuned because the tournament is going to be broadcasted all day. We have Mark Horvat with us in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Mark. Mark Horvat is also a really strong Hungarian player. Unfortunately, he is not participating this time. However, he also played in the World Championships final back in 2019 in Tallinn, Estonia. And let's just see, there are two corner openings. It seems to me that Gergő picked white in Csaba's edge opening, whilst Krisztina Kamarás picked white as well against Miroslav Háša, also known as Greggy, in the latter's corner opening. There are, of course, a lot of possibilities. I don't know if I should be analyzing these ones, but let's just try and see. So, this is what you can see on the board now, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe I am. Unfortunately, the video quality is not the very best for some reason. So basically this position is a very typical start for this opening. I'm pretty sure Greggy knows these moves really well. This is pretty standard, so normally this is the usual continuation, but of course there are plenty of possibilities given the fact that it's a corner opening. It could very well be like that. But let's see what Krisztina is going to pick for the continuation. And maybe just open another board for the other game. So let me see the opening real quick. It's just I don't really see the board. But it looks like this, maybe. I'm just not sure which line it is on. But yes, I think this is their game. So this is what we can see on the first board. Gergő with white. He has to make the next move. So basically, as you can see, black has multiple ways here to connect its stones. I believe Gergő is going to play an aggressive move next. Maybe one of these moves. But of course, he does not need to be overly aggressive here. He can even play here. It should not be a problem for white. He has to calculate thoroughly whether a move like this can work. It should be working, but of course black has some alternatives. So maybe this move is not coming just yet. Probably Gergő will be a little more thorough during his analysis and think more about what move he should make. In the meantime, Krisztina decided to play this one, and now Greggy is thinking most probably he will place his stones somewhere in this area if he wants to play a careful game. But of course he also has the possibility to launch some offensive lines here. There are plenty of possibilities given the opening. We have Yushi with us with Click of Stones. Welcome to the stream, Yushi. As you can see, both higher ranked players are taking their time. They don't want to rush anything here. They want to carefully consider their options as of what move to make next. And I'm still not the camera is still not sharp enough, but I'm thinking that there is a possibility that this one is actually a little bit to the right. So maybe like this. Perhaps it's like this. I'm not sure. But now it looks like that to me. Gergő has just touched his stone, maybe he came to a decision. Let's see whether he's going to go aggressive here or maybe a more careful approach against Csaba. Oh, and an aggressive move by Greggy. He launches his attack, placing his stone on d9, leaving white with not too many options. I believe Greggy chose the right approach here, being aggressive. As you can see, there are plenty of chances for black for a VCT here. However, white needs to be really careful and obviously must defend given the position. Perhaps one of these moves could be considered. Of course, white can't go too passive, so none of these moves should work. I feel like maybe this move gets played, and after that there's a good possibility that Draghi will play here, because this move cannot be played in that scenario, as you can see soon on the screen. With this attack, there will be a significant, a nice attack, basically. For black, this move is the only one that can be played here, but it's also not saving the position, as there is no defense here probably. Probably this would be a really nice strat as well, but let's wait a bit what Greggy decides to do. Maybe he will use a more indirect approach, which is of course possible. Probably, yeah, this was not the good one. This should be the start, because if white tries to block here, black plays the 4, blocks with the 3, the 3 has to be blocked, and then there is no defense from here. But let's see what block Krisztina decides to play and how the game continues, of course. So this is their current position. Apparently no, this move has been already played. So let's see whether Greggy finds my move or not. Whilst on the other board, we can see that Gergő indeed chose an aggressive approach here, a move that was considered by me. Csaba was quick to answer with this one, and now Gergő once more has to thoroughly calculate his options here. I feel like Gergő is going to play probably this move, because once this move is played, you can see that this attack is not working because there is a block here. But of course, this would render white's attacks a bit like nothing, because this has to be taken care of. So this is not really a good approach for Gergő probably. And due to that, I feel like he is maybe considering some alternative options here to launch his attack. I feel like he wants to gain a little more advantage with his moves, but of course there might be a possibility easily that he has to actually play this move. It also depends on whether he can play this move first, which would actually be interesting, because if he plays here, if black plays here, white can go up. This block should not matter much, I feel like, um, but actually it might as well matter, because after the block here, black will have some threats. I will play these moves so you can better see that if you try to block this diagonal threat here, you create a VCF for black here, and that white will need to block, and if white has to block that, It's not good. So basically, it means that this approach cannot be played. Gergő has to find another way to trap his opponent there. A direct approach will end up badly for him. He is carefully considering the position, of course, no rush at all. Meanwhile, we can see that Greggy already played this move, so the expected line is being played on this board. And now Krisztina needs to play a defensive move. You can see that there is a direct threat here. With these two stones, it's going to create a 3x3, which is undefendable. Hence, White has to defend those lines. And apparently, there are not so many possibilities to do so. Black is very strong here. But it seems Krisztina actually played this move, which I was expecting from her. Oh no, this board is bugged again. Okay. So now, as I have shown in the example, Greggy has this win. Let's see if he can find it. And Gergő did play that 3. And let's see what Csaba answers to this, because as you could see, this attack is not really working given the VCF threat there. So what else could Gergő find here? What else could he try there? Naturally, there is an alternative option here. If this move gets played by black, white can start here avoiding an accumulation of black stones, thus avoiding a possible VCF threat. And this will be blocked here probably, meaning Gergő can maybe try something here if he carefully considers first these black threats. But let's first wait where Csaba decides to defend. Okay, he did defend where I expected him to. So now Gergő really has to think this through. He can probably not at all consider this move or this one. Those threats are not working. I cannot see due to the quality the clocks, so no idea, but Gergő is likely low on time. So Gergő Tóth is in trouble against Csaba Kamarás in the first round, apparently. And he does play there, wow. That's interesting, very interesting to me. So these moves have been already played. And I feel like this move cannot be played because of the shown move. And apparently, if he blocks here in the middle, that's also a no-go zone for him. As you can see, black is just going to play here. Even this block is probably better, but still not enough because of this threat here. So it doesn't matter where white blocks here, it's gonna win for black. So blocking in the middle is not an option for Gergő, and anyways, if he played that move, he is not meaning to block here. He is going to block here. But he is thinking, maybe now he realized the VCF threat. Question is whether Csaba is going to see that. Gergő can maybe risk that Csaba is not going to see that. He cannot risk blocking in the middle though. So Greggy played this move, which is the winning move. I'm pretty confident that he already sees the combination and is going to win the game. So once again, let's put the win there. As you can see, this is plenty of to deal with. This is winning for black. I don't think Krisztina can try anything there. There is no defense for white. It's fully up to Greggy whether he can find this win or not. But playing that move means he most likely found it. And what's left is to execute it. Meanwhile, Gergő did play here, of course. This move was impossible. Now the question is whether Csaba can find this move or he will play a more passive approach here, playing here, which is not a possibility for him because this move annihilates totally black here in this position. After this move, black is doomed. Csaba is thinking, and he quickly plays there. He should have spent some more time playing this move on J4. He really should have, but the fact that he played here also means that Gergő's risky approach worked here eventually. Now he just needs to actually probably this is the only possible move for him in the current position. And also the most logical move because it's winning quickly, shortly, without much of an opposition from black. Now, on the other hand, Krisztina Kamarás decided to place her stone there, which does not matter from the perspective of the win. It's still an easy combination, a quick VCT that Miroslav Háša has to find there and has to solve. So Gergő almost immediately played this 3. Csaba blocks quickly, and now Gergő only has to solve this. There are some possibilities here. First of all, I would surely consider this move first. It looks really nice to me. This 4 cannot be played because of various VCF threats here. But of course, this move is simple and strong. This move can be played because if Csaba did not see this defense, unlikely he would see the defense for this move, which would be to play here, of course, forcing white to defend the VCF threat. But let's see what move Gergő decides to use here. Oh, a very quick moves. Csaba did not spend much time there to find defense. He played some really fast moves. This combination was played, and as I said, after this move, which I proposed, the defense would be to play here, because if white plays here, there is a nice way of defending here, as you can see on the screen. And now this is defended, turned into black advantage. Oh, actually I'm dumb. There is a one move win here, so even black win. But Csaba did not consider such alternative defenses. He played his first idea real quick, and this caused him to lose the game. Gergő Tóth scores his first point after a risky combination from a corner opening. They are thinking, they are considering now. Gergő is explaining Csaba why he should have played there and defended. Meanwhile, Greg is playing his winning line very confidently. There is nothing White can do to stop Black from winning in this position, which means the broadcast of the first round is going to end after Miroslav Háša finishes his winning combination, and soon we are going to return with the second round. I don't have pairings or anything for that, but probably there will be some more interesting pairings for the second round already. So Krisztina decided to block this 3 here, meaning Greggy can just play this one move, which I expect him to do. And as you can see, this black move creates 2 VCF threats, so it's a double Fukumi by definition, creating a 4x3 here. Let's try this black mode. 4x3 here and also 4x3, which means there is absolutely no defense. The game is going to be over, and Greggy decided to put an extra move there. He played here first. Oops. Sometimes this teacher's board is a little buggy, but never mind. So this was played. Greggy decided to play this 4 first. He decided to not play the indirect move. And now this will be the game. And as you can see, it's an open 4, no defense. The Czech player is surely going to win. Meanwhile, on the first board, you can see that Gergő and Csaba are still analyzing possibilities, how else their game could have gone. But it's a little too late to think about that. They have 20 minutes plus 3 seconds to think during the games. We have Kosarashka here with us on the stream. He is Peter Bronner. He participated in this Hungarian Spring Tournament last year. Unfortunately, he is not there this year. Maybe next time, but at least he's here with us on the stream. So shout out to Peter. Welcome. Krisztina is thinking, but there is not much to think about. There is absolutely, so this is their current position. There is nowhere White could go. That game is just over. It's just over. Also, I see a question from Peter why I'm not playing. The reason for that is very simple. I moved to Germany, I relocated to Germany end of last year, and for a 1 day tournament, it's not really worth traveling 3,000 kilometers. So Krisztina resigns, which means Miroslav Háša takes the point as well, eventually. And back to the question, so yes, that's the main reason. It would cost too much to just go home go home, it's not really home anymore, but go back to Hungary for a 1 day tournament, for a 20 minutes plus 3 seconds tournament. It's really, if you think about it, it's still blitz. Perhaps my next tournament will be something that lasts at least 2 days, so it makes more sense to travel that much. and I'm thinking that the most possible tournament for that upcoming is the Czech Open in Pardubice this summer. I don't have any exact details on it, but once it's announced, I can already consider booking something and going there. So up until that, um, I can do streams, I can manage Gomoku TV and play in online competitions. No live tournaments for me, unfortunately. Okay, guys. So stay tuned. Soon we are going to be back with the second round. Let's take a short break until the second round starts in Budapest, Hungary.